Hey you guys, good morning. So this video right here is going to be a quick story time and to thank you guys for your support and information. As you see that we're getting a lot of information out there, but the story time I want to talk to you guys about is pertaining to speaking up, and I keep encouraging that, and so I have to encourage it and do as I say, so I'm not going to be just all talk. So what happened to me recently was another neighbor that I felt was always outside when I'm outside, and when it gets creepy to the point where they feel like they have power on you, I have to try to steer them away, because I don't want nobody to ever feel comfortable that I can do what I want to do and you can't do nothing. It made me feel vulnerable, like when they say a child is inappropriately touched and they feel like close in the corner, like they can't speak up. Don't put yourself in that state of mind. You have a right to speak up to your aggressor. You have a right to tell someone that was happening to you, because that's what I kept identifying myself with. Like, this must be how it feels. Thank God that I'm older where I can control my mindset, but this stuff is happening to kids as well, because my son, like I told you, was getting harassed. But anyways, back to the subject for today. So what happened was, the guy, he keeps coming out, but he's doing too much, like talking to me, doing stuff like that. And when they talk to you, they want to befriend you, so the stalking becomes easier, because now you put your guards down, think like, oh, they're such good people, look how nice they are, right? So I told him, I said, hey, are you a part of the watch group too? That's my favorite go-to. Whatever, they're going to use it against me eventually, tell the people that she's crazy, she's going to say that. But if you're watching, how is that crazy? Because you are doing the actions that I'm saying. And he said, what you mean by that? I said, the watch group, the neighborhood watch. And instantly he paused and tried to think of what to say. He didn't say no. He just said, oh, you mean like your neighbor next door? Remember a while ago I told you guys that my neighbor next door is a part of the watch group, and I had to go off on her, not to ask her, but go off and tell her to stop, because she started asking my son stuff when I wasn't around. And he was like, man, let me tell you, the lady, he just deterred the conversation, never said no or never said yes, and just start talking about the lady next door to me, who he proclaimed is the one doing all this and doing all that. And I said, oh, well, I thought you and her was all in cahoots, that everybody was the same. And he goes, oh, that's funny, just laughing, right? And so he starts snitching on her, telling how she's the watcher and how she's been doing it for years, because she's a vet. She been living here for 13 years. And they was like, and they saying, well, we only been living here for 4 years. So, so they probably not, then he goes, throws in there, they probably won't do nothing to her because she's a vet. So that goes to show you that there's people really implemented in this program. And I don't know, by me approaching him, because he was standing at the gate waiting for me to come in. So since you want to stand there and hold the gate when I got like 10 minutes of getting stuff out of my car, let's have this conversation. So that's how come I sparked that conversation. So now they need to learn, so I know they watched this video, that don't spark no conversation and nobody won't ask you no questions, right? And then yesterday, so I guess because I approached one of them, they started to target me heavily. This little black Jeep was parked in front of my mom's home with his lights on in the daytime. And as soon as I leave, he starts his little car up. And they want to let you know like they're watching you, because they do it on intentionally. As soon as I start my car up, he starts to turn his wheels like, as soon as you leave, I'm gonna leave. And he did that. And so I turned around, right? And got behind him and did the same tactics to him. I know that's not smart or safe, you guys, but sometimes enough is enough. And that's how, when I get irritated like that, I'll just do the same tactics back to them. It's like, do you like how it feels? No. You could tell he got intimidated, because then he pulled over and he's like kept looking like this, and then next thing you know, he's on his phone. I'm like, he probably calling the police, because they can call the police will take their side regardless. So I sat there behind him while he was calling, and I said, please call the police, out my window yelling, please call the police, because I have evidence that this man was parked in front of my home. I can produce address receipts, right? Well, in front of my mom's home, not my home personally, but I have addresses with that address on it, document with that address on it, right? And so I'm like, do it. Because what happened before, you guys, if you don't know, a while ago, the same thing happened where there was this lady following me, and I start following her back from my son's school. And then she got scared and start calling people, because I was like, y'all want to follow? I started being aggressive, like, y'all want to follow people? This is how they feel. And this is on foot. I was walking, right? And then so I said, well, y'all want to follow people? Let's do it then. And they're like, what? What? I said, every day, y'all wait for me if my son is late after school, if my son is early. So let's follow each other, right? So they ran back to the school and told, and I said, this is my address, where they live at. They live way on the other side, nowhere to be walking down, and there's not even a shortcut. If they go down where my house was at, that's taking a long way home. So I shut them down too. So the school was like, yeah, well, you guys are by her house, so how is she following y'all? So they felt stupid, right? Make it make sense. So I'm just saying, sometimes you got to speak up, sometimes you don't. But when you speak up with your truth and keep your head held high. So that was just my story time of me telling you that I do practice what I preach. I'm not telling anybody to be bold. I'm telling you to handle your situation the best way you can, because that's all I can. But sometimes it's like, you wouldn't tell your child to allow someone to keep bullying them, right? So speak up. Talk to you guys soon.